Yo, what is up, everybody? What's going on? Thank you for joining me today. It is the final live stream for the BossFight 3D challenge. We're doing it. Congratulations for getting this far. If your render is in the compositing stage and you're just adding your color correction, you are in a good place. Congratulations. If you submitted, congratulations. I'm very proud of you guys. If you're like myself and your render is, you still got a lot of work to do before Sunday night, then welcome to the club. We'll be working on some renders today. It'll be a good time. I'm gonna be hanging out with you guys, answering any questions you got. It's gonna be a very, very chill stream. I need some water, don't I? It's gonna be nice, y'all. It's gonna be very nice. I'm excited for this. Maybe I just need an apple. Yes, indeed. Tomorrow night, not tomorrow night, last night, wow. It was a late night. I saw the man himself, the master, Joe Hisaishi, live in concert with a full orchestra, LA Philharmonic. And the man went late, I'm not gonna lie. The man went late. And we got up early this morning, so we're gonna be doing it. Let's just get into it, y'all. All right. Welcome, welcome. We're doing some traditional 2D animation today. I've never done 2D animation. This is gonna be pretty crazy. I'm all set up. I've been watching Olaf Storm videos like my life depends on it. And I think I'm ready, guys. I think I'm ready to 2D animate for the very first time with you guys here. I would definitely like to be further ahead in this challenge, but you know what? That's all good. That is all good. I'm gonna show you guys how I'm setting up this little 2D animation here, situation in Photoshop. I'm gonna catch you up on the week, kind of get you guys situated with where we're at. So, here's where we're at. I got my scene, my sumo scene. I added a bunch of little like hand-drawn people. I used my little Wacom studio book. It's kind of like a Cintiq, but it's computer built in, and I was able to draw on the screen and make out these little little character cards, put them in 3D. A couple streams ago we did this, and we did the After Effects version. But since then I'm like, you know what, let's get these guys up in the scene. And I've kind of not waited, but it's taken me this long to get to the hero and the boss. And what I've done here is I actually use Daz. It's free, by the way. It's an incredible program. And I'm gonna pull this up for you guys in just a second here. I'm gonna show you how this works. But basically, Daz allows you to, let's go ahead and open up our hero. If the stream gets shut down, it's because it thinks it's nudity. So maybe I'll just move this off to the side, but you get the idea. The dude's face looks cursed, I'm not gonna lie. It certainly does. But what you do is you just go send to C4D, or I think they have a Blender one as well, Unreal, right? And you basically just import it in here with their plugin, that's the C4D. You bring them in, it auto rigs it. It's pretty sweet. And again, this is all free. And you know, you can do a whole thing here. So what I did was pose the character in a very specific way that I'm trying to have this guy be like completely frightened from this boss, which will be wow, what an unfortunate name. Which will be a sumo wrestler, which I got here. This guy, again, don't want the stream to get shut down. If it does, we'll be right back up. It's happened once before, guys. It has happened once before, and I'm not gonna push my limits here. So I'm using the 3D as reference in Photoshop to draw over because I am not an animator, okay? I need as much help as I can get. So I rendered out a viewport view of this dude that I'm essentially gonna trace and walk you guys through this entire setup here. So that's kind of where we're at. This is new for me, I've never done this before. Shout outs to Olaf Storm. His videos have helped me so much, and they're so well done and so well put together. Yeah, the dude is awesome. So what's up in the chat, guys? I saw you last time. You're like, hey Clint, why don't you talk in the chat? Well, you know what? I try to balance the chat and work a little bit. But what's going on, y'all? Tell me how it is. Have you guys submitted? Let me see a show of hands that is y'all have submitted, and let me see some smiley faces for the people who are still working. So how do I bring the block out in 2D? So basically I have right, these videos that I rendered that are up in Photoshop. I'll walk you through the thing, right? I'll walk you through it. But let's see what's going on with the chat first and foremost. We're gonna get there. I promise, y'all. I promise. Get my tea going. A little morning tea action. I am set. For real though, I'm really proud of everybody for submitting and for taking on this challenge and pushing yourself, because it is a lot of work. It's very, very difficult to do what you guys. Boy, I'm just dying over here. It's difficult to do what y'all are doing. So I really, really do appreciate it, and you guys should be very proud of yourselves for submitting, for getting this far. This is a victory stream. This is our victory lap here at this point, guys. So we're here to hang out. We're here to have a good time. Simon, sadly, you weren't able to get your skill up to the point to be able to create something submittable. Maybe on the next one, but thanks for the opportunity and inspiration to you and the community. So, man, I hear you, for sure. It's tough. Like, we all want to be very proud of what we create and what we submit. You know, it's okay. It's totally okay if you guys get to that point. The point is to learn and grow as much as possible and have fun doing so along the way. And the challenge is literally just here to help you guys do that. So, you know, as long as you learned a few things, that is totally fine. That is all good. I see some hands, some submissions. I see some smiley faces with some sweat on them. Good stuff. Let's see. Sky, do you think this challenge will break another record of participants? We'll see. We'll see. That can only be determined on the actual submission date, the deadline, Sunday at 11:59 p.m. PST. Yes, you've heard me say it a bunch, but I feel like it's only helpful at this point. Perdita, you learned a lot. You knew nothing about rigging a character until this challenge. That's what's up. Heck yeah. I wish you had more time. I wish I had more time as well. I get it. Yeah. Life is certainly a thing. Yeah, family emergencies, 100%, man. Yeah, it's tough. But I hope you're doing okay, and I hope you're rolling with the punches. And you're also proud of having something to submit. That's what's up. Tomek, you might not work it because you're working on the characters now. Final stretch. Still proud of what you made, especially with over the half the challenge being taken up with the road trip. Yeah, guys, like this is really great to hear. It's nice to hear that y'all are, you know, pushing to the end here and trying to make it. But if you don't, that's okay. That's okay. Obviously, everyone wants to submit, and you're gonna do your best to do so. And I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of work to do. This is literally my render right now, and I have a lot to do. Namely a hero and a boss to animate. So we're gonna get into that in just a second, pretty soon here. I'm just gonna scan the chat a couple more times, say what's up to y'all. Heck yeah. For me, finishing the 5 seconds in a month feels very rewarding. I'm quite happy with my result. Congratulations. Oh, snap, Boris, you started this week. Been pulling 14-hour days with work and advertising, but this is honest. But this is the most fun I've had in working on something in months. Heck yeah, that is so awesome to hear. That is great. Oh, I love it, I love it. Fwed is asking what makes me want to attempt character animation. So I have done the photoreal style for too long. Not to the point where it's like a bad thing. It's just I want to mix it up a little bit. And that's all I'm trying to do, is do a more hands-on kind of approach with this one this time around. I love drawing. I love using my hands, being tactile, cutting stuff out, even like gluing things together, building stuff. So originally, like, I was thinking about actually doing it South Park style, where it was all glued together, cardboard cutouts and all this. And there's just so many avenues, so many, like, in doing this and coming this far, I've realized how many different styles there are that I'm excited about playing with and experimenting with. So I've only scratched the surface of this, and I'm really excited to start animating. So guys, we'll hit some more questions as we go. It's gonna be a very chill stream. I'm gonna be doing a lot of drawing, so I'll be hitting some questions. Arturo, what a champ, dude. Yes, we got BossFight stickers, guys. If you want a BossFight sticker, if you submitted your art, why don't you try and grab a BossFight sticker? Got them for sale, link in the description. It's a nice takeaway as a piece to remember the challenge by. Not that you need the stickers to remember anything, y'all. It's the good times that you remember, but they do help with you know, supporting stuff like paying editors and whatnot to help with all this stuff. And yeah, you want to grab some stickers? I got a link in the description for you. Thanks, Arturo. That's what's up. Also, we got the super chat situation with the card drawing up as well. Sotomonte put together a really cool like card draw, random draw thing. You guys can win assets or have me do stuff that's healthy, like work out or play hacky sack on the stream. I believe it is $5 super chat and above. But we'll get there when we get there, guys. Let us begin. So I'll walk you through how I set this up first and foremost. My goal is to hand draw over this 3D reference that I rendered out, color it all in and whatnot, right? So in Photoshop, you can actually go up to Window, Timeline, and open up this timeline. And all the layers, by the way, all of this just comes from an Olaf Storm video, so go check out his channel, please. All the layers here are equal to layers here. I got 3 layers, and then I got 3 layers down here, right? And what I did essentially was went up to Layer, Render Layers, and I opened up a new video layer from a file. I loaded my reference, and it just comes in as a video file. Oh snap, we got our first super chat. Have the cards been drawn, Soto? Did I miss the cards? It didn't appear. The goose guy, we're gonna get you, don't you worry. Sotomonte's on the case, all right? It's gonna happen. All right, so I'll continue here. We'll get back to that super chat. Goose guy, don't you worry. I'm not gonna forget about you, I promise. So we brought in, under layer, render layers, we brought in that video layer. It's rolling out here. The first thing I wanna do is actually go to this little icon right here and go to set timeline frame rate. This was set to 30 by default, but I'm gonna get that at 24 right now. So that's very important. Set that up first, all right? Couple other things. Let's see, enable timeline shortcut keys. You're gonna want that on because you can hit the left and right arrows to go back and forth between the previous and following frame, right? What else? Let's see. There's the onion skin option, which basically allows you to see the frame forward and the frame behind for your drawings. But technically, since I already have this 3D reference, I don't need that. What else? What else? The next thing we'll do is I'll make a new layer, a video layer, and a blank video layer. And this is going to allow me to essentially draw on a frame, move forward to the next frame, and keep drawing, right? So, all right, looks like the super chat was free assets, my friend. Here we go. Oh wait, no, it says sit down or stand up, I see on stream. Sotomonte, what, is it free assets or sit down and stand up? Oh, that's weird. By the way, Sotomonte, why don't you say hello? You got your mic set up, don't you?
I do. Hello, hello. Just struggling to get this working. How are you guys?
You're killing it, dude. No worries. Sit down or stand up. I will stand up. I need to stand up. These are healthy things for me, y'all. Very healthy. Oh, I could use a little stretch too. Thank you, Goose Guy. Much appreciated. We're experimenting with the different options in the cards, so maybe we'll switch them out if sit down, stand up isn't the move, or drink water isn't the move. Maybe it'll be sit down, stand up, and drink water. All right. Thank you, Goose Guy, for the super chat. I appreciate you. All right. So, we got our video layer set up, and now we can start drawing, basically, on this layer. I'll go ahead and make a new one, layer, video layers, new blank one. All right, and you'll see that if we trace over this, go next frame, right? That's what we're going for. So you can go through this and hit E and erase all of these. And I'm gonna get us set up here. So the first thing I wanna do is actually mess with the sensitivity of my Wacom tablet. Right now I have it so that I have 3 monitors like this, and it's just very sensitive. I don't have to move far physically for the mouse to travel a long distance. So I'm actually going to set this up like this so it feels a bit more natural the way I'm actually drawing on this thing. Next, what we'll do is I actually want to set up Windows Ink and pen pressure. And unfortunately, Windows Ink is just rough. And I did learn from an Olaf Storm video that Photoshop 2019 doesn't require you to have Windows Ink enabled in order to use the pen pressure settings. But unfortunately for us, we're in Photoshop, whatever, CC 20, whatever. I'm gonna have to use this Windows Ink. It just makes everything else not work, except the one thing you want to work. And when you see that little water droplet, that means Windows Ink is working. So now, if we're in the right brush, pen pressure and opacity is working, but I want to turn off the opacity part of it. So I believe window, brush settings, what is it going to be? Shape dynamics, texture transfer, opacity. One of these controls, there it is, opacity. And I want to turn that off. Awesome. What's next? Okay, so we need to choose a couple colors. How we're actually going to color this in. Normally, what would happen is you would go through and you would do a line drawing of all of this, right? And you would go back in and you would color in the lines essentially. And this all kind of depends on the style that you guys are going for. If you are doing a 2D art, and this is all new to me, I've learned all this very recently. And I'm still learning and experimenting with all this. But basically, you can have lines, and then you fill those lines in with color. But what I'm gonna do in order to save time is, one, I have this reference, this 3D reference, which is gonna be super handy. And then two, instead of tracing this like, you know, with the lines and then going in and coloring those lines in, I'm actually just gonna go straight to the color, and I'm just gonna do like a flat color over everything, right? And I think that's just going to be, one, that's a style, and two, it's gonna save me a lot of time. So let's just freaking get into it. You guys have any questions for me? If you want to hear any stories, whatever, we're gonna be hanging out and chilling today. So let the adventures begin, y'all. How much time you guys have left? You have until Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So as soon as it hits Monday morning at midnight, Monday morning on my side in Los Angeles, the contest is closed. All right, so we'll go to frame 1. And basically my plan here is to get these first like few frames where it's moving quickly, and then once it starts slowing down like this, I'll grab this frame here, I'll grab this frame at the end right before it starts ramping, and then I'll grab these last frames here and maybe a middle frame, and I'm gonna blend this whole thing here. I don't need to do every single frame up in this, right? Baseball fan, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so let's begin. I'm gonna start with, I don't know, maybe the left cheek here, and I'm just going to section this off into little chunks. And then I want to fill this as well, right? So what we'll do is, this is another Olaf Storm tip, right? So I am going to go up to the actions. So window, actions, all right? And these are basically like, you can make your own shortcuts. And if you're doing something that you're repeating over and over and over, you're gonna use actions to speed up that process. So I'm gonna make, well, first off, I'm gonna do the thing first to make sure I have the best workflow on it. Quick selection tool, or is it magic wand? What would be the best? Maybe magic wand. So we'll select with magic wand, and then we want to expand this mask. So I think here in this new Photoshop, there's like options to do that, but I don't know which one it is. I'll just do it the old way. We'll go up to select, modify, expand, because if we fill this with the paint bucket, we're gonna get like, oh, did it invert it? Is that what that was? Okay. We're gonna get this line around it, which we don't want, obviously, right? So we want to expand this by just a little bit, maybe by 2, which is too much. I think 1 is actually what we need. Select, modify, expand by 1 pixel. Fill that in, and why? I guess I need to hit it twice. And there you go. That's the layer there. So we're just gonna do that a whole bunch. So that's why we record an action, right? So I go back. Control D will deselect, and let's go ahead and make a new action. I'll just call this paint bucket fill, and you can set it to a shortcut. So maybe we'll do shift, let's see, I don't know, F2, I guess. We'll set that to F2. Give that a shot. So now it's recording. Let's see the shortcut for this. Find the shortcut for the cut command. Okay. Paint bucket. Now Photoshop is recording. Fill that. We'll go to select, modify, expand by 1. G for the paint bucket tool. I guess we'll click that twice. We'll deselect, and we will stop it. So now, every time we do this, it should get this little chunk. Boom. And how does the selection work? Okay, so I think I have to actually make the selection first. Let's see, W, boom. And then we'll run the command. All right, so that's not working because I think we just need to set it up a little bit different. Since we are going to, let's remove the set selection bit. Do we have to, yeah, okay. So I think it's the selection part. Once we select it, then we can run it. Let's try and redo it. So I think it has to be selected first, and then we can do this. Let's try. Now let's do another section and see if it works. Oh, we need to set the... All right, that totally works. We just need to set the shortcut. So I'll double click it, hit F2, and I think we are in business. Select it, hit F2. Yes, we're good. We're good.
Hey Clint, do you think you're going to do any shading or just keep it as flat colors?
I think it comes down to time. I would like to do some shading, certainly. I'm definitely gonna do some like inner line work because obviously that's just the silhouette, and that's kind of tough. But yeah, some sort of shading would be nice. Just maybe one pass of shading, I think would look really good. And let's just do it. Let's go ahead and like do a full pass on this. I'm gonna make a new layer, a new video layer. And this will actually be like the wrappings and whatnot. And this, let's go with like a gray. And I'm doing these colors as separate objects just because I might want to change the individual colors later. And this will definitely help with that. And then we'll do one more for the hair. And we have to go to layer, video layers, new blank video layer. We're essentially just getting the silhouette. Sweet. All right, that is our first pass here, first silhouette. And we'll go through and we'll just knock all it out. Next frame will be with the right arrow key. If the arrow keys don't work for you, you'll have to hit this little settings icon and enable timeline shortcut keys. Alright, more lanky, let's take your advice here. Why bother doing the outline for the clothes twice? You only need to do it for the clothes, not the skin as well. Let's give it a shot. If you guys have a question for me, hit me with the @pwnisher. That way I can like kind of see better what's going on in the chat. And also what we can do is build out like a palette. And I guess those are our last 3 colors, so I guess that technically works up here. Luis, I am 2D animating. I'm coloring in a character and it's going to be 2D animated. What the heck? What happened? Oh, here we go. see, let's take this out to... Let me frame, what is this? We'll cinch this down, so this we know is our ending point. And I think what I can do is actually just cut this. I'll select all three of these guys and cut. Oh, what up? Q's or Koos? Free assets for you. That's what's up. Congratulations. So if you want to grab those free assets, then there's info about that pinned in the live chat. So click that link down below and that'll get you those free assets. Basically just message me on Discord, link your YouTube, and I'll get you whatever you want from Surface Imperfections Volume 1, Volume 2, we got photo scans, we got endless concrete, we got HDRIs. So it's your pick. You've been feeling super motivated during this challenge and you're just about to finish yours. Thanks for the opportunity. Really excited to see them all. That's great, man. It's really glad to hear. That's the whole point of all this, man, is to stay motivated and have fun during all of this. So congratulations for submitting and getting to the point where you can submit. It's no easy task, that is for sure. So y'all are asking what I'm doing. I am coloring in the character. I'm doing a 2D like cartoon style. But actually doing it traditionally animated. That is what I'm doing. And I'm starting with the skin first. Oh, what's up, Pipoxo? Hey, Pipoxo, how's your art coming? You able to get to a point to submit? For those of you guys, Pipoxo is actually doing a full 2D animated scene. I'm definitely using some 3D and doing some like projection mapping and whatnot, but Pipoxo is going pretty much full 2D this time. Maybe a little bit on the background. So basically what this is just like rendering, but really slowly.
You're really putting the tracing in ray tracing, huh?
Oh, there you go, dude. There you go. Y'all are troopers for sticking in and hanging out with me here. I know this is probably not the most entertaining process, but you know, it's got to be done. It has got to be done. So, a lot of y'all are probably asking why I'm doing this as opposed to just doing some cell shaded thing in C4D. And I think for me, my goal here is to experiment and to basically just search for as many different methods and styles of doing something as possible. So that's one side of it, and we'll get back to the rest of that here. But we got a super chat. That means it's time to do some yoga, guys. I need it. I desperately need it. Colin JC, thank you for that super chat. Very nice of you. You say this is one of the most fun things that you've done in a fat minute. Thank you, and the wonderful people who you have met through this challenge. That's what's up, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I mean, what can I say? I'm glad that you are enjoying yourself, man. It's so cool to hear all the positivity coming from this. But let's get a stretch in. The cards have spoken. What do I need right now? Let's see. Always good with the wrist. If you guys want to join me on this stretch, feel free. Don't go injuring yourself. So let's see. Just one of these, to be honest. You get a nice little forearm stretch. You can invert it too. Kind of gets up in here. Especially those of y'all on a mouse. If you take your hand and basically grab your right hand or your mouse hand, the top of it with your opposite hand, and kind of rotate your palm outwards. It looks painful, and it's probably a kung fu move that you don't want to be done to you, but at the same time, it's a nice stretch. I'm not gonna lie. You can curl it in as well and kind of get a wrist stretch, like up in here, but just getting the nice like outer point here, all up in your arm, opening up the other way. That feels great. Here's one. So you can basically put the tops of your wrists in your armpits and fold your elbows down. Is one way of getting both wrists at the same time. Yeah, this feels good. If you take a minute to breathe too. And focus on the blood flow going through the area that you're stretching. Whatever you do to one side, definitely do to the other. Gotta even it out, you know? Yes, Sotomonte said it. I hope you guys are stretching with this right now. Sotomonte, I hope you're stretching right now.
Of course I'm stretching, of course.
All right, what else? So if you raise up to the ceiling, both arms stretched high to the ceiling. Try and get as tall as you can with the inhale. On an exhale, basically you're gonna do like a steeple grip like this. And we're just gonna lean to the right or the left, depending on which way. And you don't want to like sag down into it, but you just want to stretch as tall as you can and reach up and over. And it's going to be a nice like side body stretch. Try not to dump into it either like this. You want to try and keep your hips, like if you're scooting between like a plane, two walls, you know. The other side. This was called cactus arms. it's basically T-pose, but just 90 degrees here. And I'm gonna inhale, then exhale, kind of puff your chest out. Oh, that feels so good. Neck rolls, don't do these too quick. Oh. Nice and slow. And usually I'm used to doing these way slower, but there's only so long that we can do this on the stream for. Make sure you go the opposite direction with your neck as well. And ideally, you're connecting all these movements to your breath. Inhale and exhale. All right, I'll close it out with some shoulders. Basically, if you grab your opposite elbows with your opposite palms like this, basically. Give yourself a hug almost. And then bring your right arm across your body. Sorry, bring your left arm across your body, pulling to the right. And I just do little like shoulder circles. And get the other. Jamie, you can do some stretches in public. You know, it doesn't have to be like, you know, super serious or crazy. You know, you can get a little neck stretches, some wrist stretches. But man, that felt great. I needed that. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Let us get back to the tracing. All right, I'm gonna pull up a chair. I'm gonna continue this thing. Definitely I feel myself getting faster with each frame I do, and luckily we don't have to do like too many frames. And we set up that action so we can quickly fill in all of the gaps here. Do I straighten my hair or is it naturally just straight? It's actually naturally just straight. I am far too lazy to be straightening my hair. So back to what I was talking about you guys asking why am I not just doing like a toon shader or something? And originally for me it was, I want to get off of the computer and I want to do as much drawing as possible. And originally that was my mindset, and it didn't quite turn out that way because obviously here I am. But I was able to bust out the old Wacom Studio book and kind of turn that into a Cintiq and step away from the computer and do some drawing on the screen, and it felt very nice actually. I've never done drawing on like a tablet or anything, and it was really cool to kind of unlock that for myself, and it's certainly an exciting way to create for me. I'm very excited to continue exploring this, and for me I think my main goal is exploration with new styles. And yeah, maybe it would be more efficient here, especially... You know what? No, here, I will say this. I don't know what style I am going for at the moment. This truly is an exploration. I don't know what this will really look like in the end. I'm more just doing it to have fun and to experiment. And when I get to the end of it, I'll be able to refine the workflow and refine the style. But not until I do it once and get through the process will I know what move to make next. So yeah, it is a little scary kind of being in the dark on this. And also at the same time doing it on a live stream too. Because who knows how this is going to turn out, if this is going to work or not. So yeah, that's my main goal, is to experiment and to have fun. And after this, once this, boss fight challenge is complete, I'll have a new style to iterate on and to experiment with, and it's exciting to me. Yeah, so last night I was saying how we went to go watch Joe Hisaishi, who is the composer for all the Studio Ghibli movies. And I was not expecting that man to roll up into town like he did. I've seen him, in YouTube videos, in his concerts and whatnot, and the dude, who knows, he might be like 80 years old or something at this point. So it was pretty nuts when I found out that he was coming to town. Played the Hollywood Bowl, and he opened with, an overture or a medley of like all the hits, and immediately I was like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. And he played some original music too that was just, I had never heard it before. And it sounded so cool. To me, it actually sounded like electronic music, but it was with an orchestra. It was crazy. Oh, what up, Christian? What's going on, Christian? Yeah, he played a new song from Miyazaki's new movie. It was pretty crazy. It was a pretty special concert. If y'all know Christian from Corridor, say what's up. He's in the chat right now. What's going on, Christian? We are 2D animating right now, dude. Isn't that crazy? So Hidden Force asks, with 2 days left, what will I do if this method doesn't work out? Well, here's the thing. It's gonna work out in the sense that I'm gonna have silhouettes of characters at least, where they should be. It's more a question of like, do I have the time to trace them all by the deadline? So I'm gonna submit something. That's for sure. And it may be something that I wish was better, but that's okay. That's totally okay. I think it's a tricky thing, you know, separating the need to be great, having what you put out look and feel amazing, while also trying to just have fun and learn along the way, because especially when you're taking on a new style or a new approach, a new technique, the first time you do it, it may not look good, right? And you have to be okay with that. And that could be difficult for all of us. That is 100%. And right now, I've come to the mindset that it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna be happy with the process. All right, we did all the skin. Look at that. Look at that. Let's go through and do the wrapping and whatnot. So we'll switch over to that. And we will, let's see, let's take the skin and drop the opacity. Here we go. And the fastest way to do this is probably to just batch all these bits together like this. That way you're not having to like switch tasks and you can focus on one piece at a time. It's actually very similar, and yeah, it's very similar to rotoscoping technique. When you're rotoscoping a person, you don't want to rotoscope their entire silhouette. You actually want to rotoscope them in sections. So you would do like the arm, the leg, the head, etc. And depending on how involved and how many frames you have to work with, it might just be faster to rotoscope a silhouette, but most of the time it's actually faster to do it in chunks like this. And then we're gonna go back through and fill it all in, right? Look at this, we are literally rendering by hand. Sweet. Jack! What's up, Jack the Hack? You thought your PC died for a while. Dude, that's brutal. Especially at a time like this, right at the end of a challenge. Not the move. I promise, not the move. But I'm glad it's not dead, my friend. So y'all, I have addressed this. You're asking why not do a tune shader? Why not use EBSynth? Because I'm trying to learn this process, guys. I want to learn a new workflow. Yes, there's faster ways of doing it. And maybe I'll get there. And I won't know. This is literally the first time I'm doing this. So this is like try number 1, guys. I don't want to just give up on this method right now just because there might be a faster way. Sure, there's a faster way. But I'm trying to go a little bit beyond this as well. And I want it to look right. That's why. What's up, Scouty? How's it going, man? I believe you submitted already, huh? Congratulations. Thanks for hanging out.
Pipoxo was mentioning in the chat that this animation technique is called rotoscopy animation. And it has a pretty long history. In the 1910s, the Fleischer brothers patented like a machine to do this. Basically, they would project video on a canvas and everything.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Fleischer Studio, which is the ones who did like Popeye, Betty Boop, Coco the Clown, a lot of like classic cartoons. So it's pretty cool.
So they used video reference essentially to aid them through the process.
Yep, that's right.
That's crazy. So long ago, too. So let me ask you guys this. What are you guys going to do after the challenge? Once you submit your art, are you going to take a break, do more work, go back to school? I know a lot of you guys are students. Are you going to take a break from 3D? Or are you going to hop right back into the next project? I'm curious. Arturo, thanks for the help, man. Thanks for the support, dude. Really appreciate you, man. That's awesome. Wait for the next challenge. I love it. Work on the next 10 projects. Weekly challenges. Wow, the dedication, y'all. Give your time back to everything I've been stealing time from. Shoot. Learn some topology. Watch all the renders. That's right. Hey, that's a good one. Top 100, or actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. So the judging stream, the live Judgment Day stream, guys, is September 2nd. That is next Saturday. All right. We're not doing it on Friday. We're doing it on Saturday. So please keep that in mind. I'll make sure you don't miss it, but mark your calendars. September 2nd, guys. It's going to be myself and Raf Grassetti. If you guys don't know who Raf Grassetti is, he is one of the best character designers of all time. The dude goes down in history for sure for designing Kratos from the new God of War. He worked with Marvel. I believe he worked with Marvel and DC, I think. He worked with Sideshow Collectibles. He's done Ninja Turtles stuff. The dude is prolific. There's no doubt about it. So I'll be joined by Raf Grassetti on the Judgment Day stream, guys. Don't miss it. And then, of course, the Top 100 montage comes out the next week, the next Saturday, and I'm working with Disaster Piece right now on the track, the custom track for the Top 100 montage, which is so cool because, man, I've been a fan of his music for so long, since Fez came out. I don't remember when that came out, but that is one of my all-time favorites. The game is fantastic, and the score that he wrote for that, I'd say, man, between that and the dark version, which Hyperlight Drifter, I think is like Dark Fez, essentially. If you guys ever played that game or listened to the soundtrack, it sounds just so ancient and dark. I've never heard anything so ancient sounding when it comes to electronic music. And it's such a unique sound that, I think he's one of the best electronic artists. I'm just gonna come out and say it. The dude is amazing. So I cannot believe, I'm absolutely honored that he's gonna be gracing us with his music in the Top 100 montage. I think it's September 9th. It's that Saturday after the Judgment stream. What a process, huh, guys? Like, this is tedious, but I don't know. Everyone is always like, oh, I hate rotoscoping. But to be honest with you guys, I don't mind it because I can kind of just turn my brain off and relax. And, mine is having to keep a little conversation going with myself. It's pretty much that, so. All right, the hair is the next one. So we'll go to the hair layer, grab this color. I'm gonna hold Alt, that'll bring up the little eyedropper, and we're just gonna tab through here. Let's see. So wait a second. You're asking, how am I filling out these shapes without having an awkward line, an awkward outline of pixels in between colors? I'm definitely aware of that. I'm trying to like taper off my shapes so that they kind of bleed into each other a bit. And I'm kind of going a little bit over here on the hair when it comes to meet the skin. But there might be a little bit of that for sure. And we'll just have to see and adapt on the second pass, because we have to do a second pass of this. I also am going to be tracing some detail lines on the character as well, and I think I'll do that before moving on to the second section of all this. All right, I'm gonna take a little poll here with you guys. So by a show of, let's see, what's the best way to do this? I think it comes down to just basically, do you guys enjoy streams on Friday versus Saturday? Does it not matter to you? Is it, were you guys even here on the Saturday streams? Or is this like the Friday crowd? I'm very curious. Of course, I know and recognize a bunch of you guys. But I think Fridays just work better for me because I get a weekend, you know? I get a Saturday and a Sunday to chill. When I did the Saturday streams, I kind of just had like, not really a full weekend. And it's nice to look forward to the weekend, that's for sure. Hey, there you go. Sotomonte, thank you. Making a poll? That's what's up. Alright guys, we actually have something to look at here. Let's, our render is done. Let's turn on our layers. Let's turn off our reference layer and see what we got. That's crazy. It could definitely be a toon shader, couldn't it? That's for sure. So maybe the move is like doing a toon shader and then adding detail lines to the toon shader in 2D, perhaps. Because I still have to render out the sumo, this guy, right? And this guy is gonna be animated, like he's gonna be jumping up into the air and everything. And maybe that's the way to go with this guy, is like render him out toon style and then add in the lines after the fact, you know? But I'm glad I'm doing this. It's a good experiment and I'm having fun with it. All right, so the next thing I want to do is add some detail lines. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab our skin and let's find a color that could be a nice detail line. Like that's actually not bad right there. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's do it. Let's go with that. I'm gonna just separate all of this into layers because I don't know. I just want to be as sure as possible about this, or as careful as possible rather. So I'm gonna make a layer. Let's see, video layer, new blank video layer. All right. We'll go ahead and bring this slider in, trim it down, zoom on back in. And let's find the lines, the detail lines that we're gonna need here. All right. All right, Papoxa says, test making some hand-drawn cross-hatching shading that will make it feel a lot more hand-drawn as the hatching will move a lot. All right, yeah, so shading-wise, we'll get there to shading. I think we'll start with the skin lines. Let's go ahead and drop the skin. I'll make a new layer, just kind of restart that. Let's bring our reference back in. And each line we draw, we have to, of course, draw over and over again, right? So we have to be mindful of those lines that we are drawing. So yeah, one there. Definitely this one here. This guy here. This one here. Probably do one here as a shoulder blade. We got this guy. And we got this guy. Let's see how that looks. Was I drawing those lines on? The wrong layer. Be careful, y'all. Be careful. Tread cautiously. It's dangerous out there. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Epoxo, I appreciate the advice here. Let's see what we can do. So he said don't be afraid to have it be messy. Because that'll certainly add to the hand-drawn look. That is for sure. All right, this is where the onion skin will come in handy. Because I want to know what I drew on the previous frame. So I'm going to enable that onion skin. And that is very hard to see. Let's see, let's go to our onion skin settings. It's hard to tell if I can even see those lines. I can. All right. So maybe here's what we'll do is we'll just do one line at a time. Or one section at a time, rather. And I would certainly love to get to the point by the end of the stream where I have this guy like in the render. Because I need to be there I mean, honestly. There's only so much time we have left before we submit, y'all. Dude, Iroh, General Iroh as the sumo boss. I love it. All right, the back. Definitely got like a little shoulder blade action in here. Sweet. And then the legs, maybe just like a line, a crease here. What? Photoshop. What the heck, man? My scratch discs are full. That's not good. Let's see. How are we gonna do this? Troubleshooting, y'all. Roadblocks. All right, let's get our mapping back to normal. All right, sweet. My C drive is full. Dang. Here's a good tip for you guys. If you're ever want to clear your temp folders, if you type in %temp %, open up that folder, Control A to grab everything, and just delete it all. And that'll clear out a lot of space, that is for sure. Bear with me, all. And get this taken care of. Come on, recycle bin, let's go. Where are we at? Come on now. Come on, Windows. All right, it's time for some tea. I think I actually just finished. If y'all are in Portland, Oregon, there is this incredible tea house called Enthea, E-N-T-H-E-A. Or if you're going to Portland, check out Enthea. It is the chillest, coolest, most legit tea house ever. And it's where I got this little teapot from, and this little tea strainer. Let's see. It upped my tea game by a whole bunch. But basically, it's like Chinese style tea, which apparently is different than other style tea. And they do it in like these little cups like this. So your tea it's almost like shots of tea, so it stays warm. That's nice. All right, guys, let's get back to it. I think I cleared up some space. Yeah, cassette melody. I agree with you. So much of visual effects is troubleshooting. It is very true. What? You love tea, but you've never tried hot tea yet? That's crazy, dude. Hot tea's good stuff. Very good stuff. All right, where was I? What line was I drawing? I don't remember. Oh yeah, the leg. We definitely owe some hair lines as well. But let's check what we did here for the skin. It's so fast. I mean, this is gonna be the last frame right here that we're looking at, pretty much, so. Just get some scrawny little shoulder blades in there, and I think we'll be set. Let's get our Wacom tablet back up. Tablet settings. Really? So you guys prefer Friday streams? All right. That's what's up. That's good to know. Hey, that works. That works. And let's do our little diaper lines here on the last frame. Let's make a new layer. Find our color. Amazing. Dude, you know what I've been doing for the longest time in Photoshop? I've been going to this little foreground color, choosing my color like this, and then drawing. Dude, what was I doing? Like this over here on the right, I can't believe for all these years, like 16 years of doing visual effects, I had never used this up here on the top right to choose my color. It's so much faster, my God. Papaxo, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to test like what looks better doing it on 1s and 2s. Certainly. What's up, Styles? How you doing, man? All good that you missed the challenge. All good. All right. Let's get these in here. So let's see. Oop, we don't want to do that. Give the man some privacy. All right. Character reference. Yeah, okay, so we got some lines to draw on this guy. Boom, 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 boom. And this one there. This guy I feel like is shading this situation. How would I want to do this bit? This is like, no. No. I think this one's just shading, this one down here, to be honest. Yeah, I'm making tea right now. I'm heating up water. The heck is that noise? I'm just kind of making up these lines as I go. Yeah, people just tuning in like, what's going on? Oh man, 2D animation, y'all. 2D animation using a 3D layer as video reference. This is my hero. I'm tracing my hero who's gonna be fighting a scary sumo man. Hopefully that gives you guys some context as to what the heck is going on. And right now I'm just adding detail lines to this situation. And then we'll get the hair. Detail lines in the hair. So I'll add a new video layer. Layer, video layers, new blank video layer. I'll also go ahead and trim these guys to kind of clean this up. we'll look at our last frame and just see what the last frame is gonna look like. Let's bring our skin back in. Let's do... All right, so for the hair. Sweet. I think that just about does it, minus the shading. Awesome. So basically, at this point, I kind of feel like doing a toon shader of the silhouette would save time. The lines, perhaps, I could hand draw. And the shading, we'll have to see how that's gonna go, but I still need to shade the thing. And there's these frames at the end that need to be done. Maybe I can try the toon shader method for these ones here and see how that actually compares to these ones here. Do I have time? That is the question. That is the question. Sunday's the deadline, and I need to get the boss in here as well as this hero wrapped out. I think definitely toon shading is gonna help me. And I wonder how much of the like hand-drawn kind of look I can incorporate to that toon shader base. But from here, the question is, what do we do? I might as well finish out this last frame here. Let me think about this. Because I think by the end of the day, it would probably take me like, if I were to continue this process, skipping these frames, because I'm just gonna animate this basically over to connect to this last frame. If I did these last frames like I just did with all the lines and stuff, it would probably take me the rest of the day to get the hero finished out, which would leave me with the sumo wrestler, which I could try toon shading on. I've never messed with toon shading. That's the first thing, is that's another new thing for me. But I think it will save the most time when it comes to helping me animate this this sumo wrestler. The Poxo, I actually like it without the motion blur, to be honest. Or maybe I can draw in the motion blur, maybe. Like, I'm gonna just do a test here and see what happens. Let's add a new video layer. Let's just see what this looks like. I guess it'd be on both sides, huh? So basically, let's see, because this ramps down over time. So here I'd have no motion blur. Here we'd have a little bit. I think it slowly just ramps down from the most blurry frame, which could be this one. So that means by the middle, kind of subtle. And by the end, it's basically gone. I'm just very curious to see what this looks like. This is like, I don't know, this is really fun for me. And it brings me back to Ninja Turtles, man. That movie was so good. That's fun. I like that. That's very fun. I've never hand-drawn motion blur before, but there is a first time for everything. Sweet. All right, we'll do the hair, and then I think that closes it out. Oh man, yeah, right on the scratch discs. Perfect. All right, let's give it a save. Figure out what to do from here. So hit me with any questions you guys have here. I'll take a minute to do some Q&A. And if you want to hit me with @pwnisher in the chat, that would be helpful. That way I could see it a little bit clearer. So yeah, the 3D part of my render is the stadium structure, but I did this paint over in 2D in Photoshop to kind of give it that hand-drawn feel as well. All right, in regards to the submission date, is it all day Sunday or does it end the moment it's Sunday? No, guys. So if you look on the Discord under submission, It's 11:59 p.m. PST on Sunday, which basically means you have until midnight, a second before midnight. As soon as it hits Monday in Los Angeles, that's it. You have all of Sunday. If you live in Los Angeles, you have all of Sunday until 11:59 p.m. PST to submit. Let's see. Let's take a look. No, it's weird because I did switch the scratch disk to another drive. I don't know why it's giving me trouble like that. It's a strange one. All right, how many submissions thus far? Let's take a look, guys. Let's see how many we got in the can. All right, as of right now, we have 942 submissions. Not bad at all. For a couple more days, a Saturday and a Sunday, you know, I'm curious to see how many we'll get, but for now, we got 942. We got a lot of people who submitted over the past couple days, guys. Congratulations. Seriously, and there's been some amazing ones. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. I can't wait to put all this together. This is the best time of the year for me, really. Is once all the submissions are in, once I'm done with my submission, and I start going through all of your art. With the moderators, we go through like on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we just pull the top 100 basically, and it is so much fun. So much fun. XGBX, how's it going? It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. Balancing a lot of things, running the challenge, making the art, you know, giving notes to people I'm working with, trying to do hobby stuff, trying to write a movie. It's a lot. So I'm trying to be as focused as I possibly can and be as smart as I possibly can. So that just requires me constantly thinking about how I'm doing, what I'm doing, and balancing all of that stuff together. So yeah, it's not too bad. Tonight we're seeing Tom Segura, and then tomorrow we're seeing Roy Wood Jr. So it's gonna be a lot of laughs over the next 2 nights. So I'm excited for that. Let's see, any more questions you guys got? I'm looking at the @pwnishers here in the chat. 1920 by 810, that is correct. You could also do 3860, I believe, by 1620. That would be the 4K equivalent. Is that right? 38? Is it 3640? 3840, 1620, yeah. Any tips on where to find a pre-made model of a young boy to use as my hero? Yeah, I mean, I've been using Daz, honestly. You can just download one, bring it in, it's free. You might have to pay for the download. Otherwise, there's CG Trader you could check out. There's Turbo Squid you could check out. Maybe even Mixamo, they might even have a kid. I'm not sure. Oh, sweet. Heck yeah. XGBX. This was your favorite challenge thus far. Thanks for bringing the community together with these things. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I really enjoy mixing it up every time we do these challenges. Because I feel that we all need a fresh angle on these things every time we do it. If it was always the same, you know, it'd be a bit much. So yeah, I mean, we're always trying to push it, and I'm glad that you enjoyed this one, because I think it's very unique. It's a very unique one, and I dig that. Really enjoy it. Visual, thanks for helping answer questions here. Yeah, guys, we have a lot of questions that are answered in the FAQs on the Discord server. There's a link below if you guys want to hop over to that. Pipoxo, will I keep experimenting with 2D animation after the challenge? I would like to, yeah. It's very, very fun. It kind of takes me back to, I don't know about my childhood, but I drew a lot as a kid, so maybe it did. And through high school, middle school, like I always took art class and whatnot, college, and it's just the most fun for me. Like taking a morning to go to a coffee shop and just draw is the best. It's so peaceful and so freeing, and there's a lot of cool styles that I see that's like a mix of 2D, kind of has that cell shaded look, but you know, using like the grease pencil and Blender, for example. There's some really cool tutorials, some really cool art out there. So yeah, I would definitely like to keep experimenting, because I feel like if I got this far, which isn't that far at all, to be honest, and just kind of stopped, then that would, I don't know, I feel like that would kind of be a waste of time. I'd like to continue experimenting with this medium and see how I can mix the 2D side of things with the 3D side of things and experiment with different looks and feels, as opposed to just moving back on, you know? So, yeah. Oh my god, yes. The name of the artist who I was watching 2D tutorials, Olaf Storm. My goodness. Definitely check out his channel. I'm gonna pin something here in the chat, or at least drop a link. He is the best, guys. His videos are so good. They're so well made. Boom. There you go. Check out Olaf Storm. I just posted a link in the live chat. All right, random question from this challenge and my 2D approach. What would be the top 3 things that I've learned and grown from? Okay, so I think with taking on a 2D approach and hopping outside of my comfort zone from what is actually photoreal style art, it forced me to realize that if I really want to try and finish something and finish a piece of art in a new style, a new tool, a new technique, especially if it's like something as large as 2D animation, then I have to be okay with the end result not looking as good as I would want it to be. And I talked about this a little bit before, but you basically, by having this unrealistic expectation on yourself with your end product at a completely new tool, a new hobby, a new skill, etc., it really sets you up for failure, really. In my mind, like, what am I trying to say here? I just give myself the grace to fail, you know, especially when I'm taking on something new. I think that's the first thing. What else have I learned along the way? I learned that kind of what I just spoke about beforehand about continuing to experiment with this. If I were to move on from this, I feel like it would be a waste of time, and I don't want to be the kind of person that picks up one thing, drops it, picks up another thing, drops it, and doesn't get great at a specific thing. And that definitely takes focus, and that's something that is a bit tough for me because I have so many things I want to do, and this goes well outside of art. You know, this goes into hobbies and goals and projects and all this, right? YouTube, etc., etc. And for me, it would really require dedication and focus on learning a new style if I'm going to continue to learn a new style. I can't just do it in a month. It has to be, a year of experimenting with something, really understanding something. So I think what I learned is that I just scratched the surface, and if I want to continue this, which I do, into this new style and expand my 3D skill set, then I'm really gonna have to dedicate more time and be persistent about learning that style. What else? I've learned that like in the past, what I've gone for is the comfort zone. And for me, that is photoreal kind of style. It's doing what I know how to do because I can do it quickly. But as soon as I try and learn something new, it's a struggle. And having a deadline at the end of the day when I'm trying to experiment is very tricky. It's very tough. And I think this kind of goes back into the first point of giving myself the grace to, you know, set the bar a little bit lower for myself. I'm a perfectionist, right? So let's see, where am I? Where am I here? Let me get a sip of this tea here. Yeah, I don't know, taking on a new style is tough. And putting a deadline there makes it really hard. So I think I found a rhythm where it was fun to experiment. And in the past, experimenting was always stressful because my deadline was always so short. And having this month deadline for me was actually a little bit nice because it was long enough that I was able to experiment with a new style and have fun experimenting. That was kind of my goal with taking on this new style, was experimenting and having fun. Really, that's what it came down to, was fun. Because I've burned out twice, 2 years in a row, and I didn't want that to happen again. And I took like 12 weeks to go through this book, the Artist's Way, and it really tried to connect you with what was fun for you as a kid, what you really enjoyed, regardless of whether monetization is part of it or whatever. Like, take all those things away. That stuff doesn't help. That's all pressure on the experimenting and having fun. For me, with say music, I grew up as a drummer. I still play drums. I love playing drums. But making music, and especially electronic music, I always knew that I wanted to make ambient music. And for me, coming into like the music setup with a tiny little box, a little synthesizer with a couple knobs, I didn't know what I was doing. And I'm literally just twisting knobs here, trying to get different sound design elements to come through. And just the experimentation alone is so much fun. And the fact that like I don't have to have a deadline or post a thing, it really protected that hobby, and it made it special, and it made it so that there were no stakes. It wasn't even low stakes, it was no stakes. So I gave myself the room to experiment, have fun, and grow. And in that, like, I've put out like 6 or 7 ambient songs since. And I'm trying to recapture that with 3D art at this point. And I think this is such a long-winded way. This is why my tutorials, why I write out my tutorials. I do them through a teleprompter. I don't know if you guys notice, but I literally write out all of my tutorials, put them up on a screen, edit it word for word to make it sound as efficient as possible, and I deliver to a teleprompter. So this is a very long-winded way of kind of answering that question. Wow, what an answer, geez. Maurice, that is okay, man. You learned so much and you did so little. It's all good. I'm not too happy about my end result at this point. I have a lot to do in a short amount of time to get it done, which is stressful. There's no getting around that. But I had fun experimenting, and I think that was huge for me. because I think so much of the burnout comes from high stakes, trying to create art under high stakes. And sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not. I think in this case, doing a challenge, it's helpful. You know, if it's like, if I don't put out this video, my YouTube channel is gonna explode, that's not helpful. that's intense. So I try and bring that bar down as low as I can for myself when necessary. But what's up, guys? Let's take it to the chat here. I'll answer a couple more of your questions, then I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna grab some food, and then I'm gonna get back to my art and thinking about how I'm going to tackle the next day and a half here. Yeah, Papaxo, man, thank you for that Olaf recommendation, man. That was everything for me, dude. That guy is incredible. I'm just going down here. I'm reading your guys' chat. Mastratix. So you said you put 5 days into your work and got tired on it. Is that normal? Yeah, I think that's a thing that a lot of us do. That's for sure, man. I think it comes down to the fact that, like, especially now, we want an immediate payoff. And when we don't get that, it's very hard to work through the difficult grind to climb up that mountain and make the thing that you see in your head the way you want it to be. And there's this thing called, it's by this artist or something. Basically, he describes a gap of time where your art isn't going to be as good as you want it to be. You have the ideal version in your head, but that gap of time, it's like years. Sometimes I think it's like 3 years or something. It's definitely not the same amount of time for everybody, but 5 days, man, yeah, it's like 3 years of trying to get your art up to that point. So the more that we all can make that gap of time, make that journey, that 3-year journey, as enjoyable as possible, I think is a good thing. That's a goal. And that's really what these challenges are for at the end of the day, is to just be inspiring and to be a fun thing for everybody. I did a 48-hour film fest a few weekends ago where you had literally 2 days to write, shoot, edit, do everything, and make a short film, and you were given your prompts on the night of the first day, so you couldn't pre-write anything. And that is a challenge. That was a short film challenge, but man, it was so much fun because it was low stakes. It was very low stakes. So yeah, man, the 5 days into the work and getting tired of it, it's a thing for everybody. And I think it's just a thing of like, why are we doing what we're doing? Why are we doing this? And are we willing to put in the work it takes to get to that point? It's hard work. There's no doubt about it. Let's see, does the AI trend affect my ambition? I don't know. It's mixed feelings. I certainly have mixed feelings on it. One, it's a bit scary. Less so for like my job being taken. I do know that a lot of people are worried about that in different fields. It's more so like me enjoying the process of making the art, drawing something out by hand, working on a like focusing on a texture to make it just right. I really enjoy the process, and I think the AI side of things, in my mind, at its worst, can like take away the process. And it's not the fact that it's like, oh, but I worked so hard to hone my craft and now the craft is being taken away. It's not that, no. It's just like, it's fun for me to do that process. And when it's just, oh, I can just type it out easily, it's not as fun, you know? But on the other side of things, it is fun to use it as a tool to help build out your thing, right? So just like I could be experimenting with music, twisting knobs, or experimenting with textures and playing with new tools and techniques, it is similar in that sense where it is a tool that I can use. It can be fun to experiment with. I think it all just comes down to like how much time do we give ourselves to play and have fun with these things. And I think they can all be fun in that sense. What else we got? I'm going down the list here. Sam, I hope you can submit on time as well. You've been working 50 plus hours every week and been so busy. You have a son and you still have some work to do, but definitely hope to finish by Saturday night. I hope so as well. I wish you the best, and I think you're gonna make it. I think you're gonna make it, man. Keep it up. If I had any advice for you, I'd say just focus on the most important things to get your render submitted. And that's definitely advice that I can be taken as well. So I need to get my hero in there. I need to get my sumo wrestler, my boss in there, do my final tweaking with the lights and get it out and render it. Abdul, will I post all the renders or only the top 100? So we've been doing these challenges. I think this is our 7th challenge now. And every time we've done a top 100 montage as well as an all renders montage. So there's going to be both for you. Hey, there you go, Sam. You got some fans in the audience, man. We believe in you. Max, what's my favorite synth? Dude, I'll be honest with you. Here's all I got. I got pocket operators. Those are, I'll show you. Most of you guys don't know what the heck I'm talking about. All right, I'll show you the three things I've been playing with and making ambient music with. So the first thing that I got into, and I've talked about this on stream a little bit, is there are no batteries in this thing right now, but these are pocket operators. It's by a company, Teenage Engineering. It's just 2 AA batteries. It's basically like a mini Game Boy. And this is a sequencer, and you can punch in your beats and make beats and sample. It has a little microphone. You can say what's up into it, and it'll be like, what's up, what's up? You can pitch it up and down. These things are the best. It literally has 2 tiny little knobs. This is like what I think of as a film camera to a digital camera. A digital camera has so many buttons and options and menus and all this. It's complicated. A film camera takes you back to the basics, and it just deals with composition, lighting, your aperture, your shutter speed, and your film stock, I guess, your color. That's that simple. It makes the decision paralysis a non-issue. I equate this to the film camera, but for digital cameras. Like, you can get into a digital audio workstation, I don't know, what is it? Pro Tools. Is Pro Tools for sound design or making music? Ableton, Cubase, right? So many buttons to press, but with this, it's just so simple. If you guys are into this kind of stuff, there's a guy named Ricky Tinez, Ricky and then Tinez, and he makes incredible videos making beats with this. The other thing, this is an OP1. No, this is not OP1. This is a NTS1. This is like a 2-octave ribbon keyboard, and you have all these effects. This is essentially an effects box, and you can like add a bunch of reverb. You can add delay, modulation. You can hook up a microphone to this, talk into it, and give yourself reverb. So like, I'll play my flute on this, give it reverb and delay, and just mess with that. And it's a synth too, so it has an oscillator, a filter, an envelope, and all that stuff. This might be, completely over half of your guys' heads. I'm sorry. But this is kind of the next step up from the other thing. This is also the basics, dealing with the basics. This taught me what an oscillator was, how to build a synth. And by the way, you actually build this. It's really cool. It comes as a little kit. It's called a Korg NTS1. And a filter, so it'll make it sound like you're underwater or above water, right? That's what a filter does. The envelope is kind of like the attack or decay. Does it fade in or does it fade out? And that's just the basics of sound design, I guess, and creating a synth sound. Modulation will, affect the sound, like it'll make it sound like it's a laser, or it'll like stack the sounds together and split them apart a little bit. And it's just all the basics. Delay will make it sound like you're in a cave with the echo, and the reverb, of course, add some reverb. I love this thing. The other, it's simple enough. This one's simple enough. The other one is the OP1, this thing right here. So this is an OP1F, and it's basically everything. It is a recorder. It's like a digital audio workstation. Basically, it has a little track tape thing, so you have 4 tracks in the tape machine right here. Right, you can layer stuff, and instead of having Ableton on your computer, it's just this, and you make everything here. It has effects, it has a bunch of sounds, you can load sounds to it, you can record sounds to it, you can wire sounds into it and affect that sound, you can output stuff. It has a radio signal thing. What is this, 2 octaves here, I believe. It has a drum sequencer, it has a bunch of like cool pattern sequencers, and this thing's crazy. This is a deep dive for sure. So what's my favorite synth, to answer your question? I don't know. I guess this is technically the only hardware synth I have. I love this thing. This thing's cool. But getting a Korg mini log would be sweet. I think that one's very fun and pretty straightforward and easy to use. Sorry guys, I went down the synthesizer train there for a second. All right guys, I think it's about time. Y'all, I really do wish you guys the best of luck as you submit here in these next couple days. Wish me luck. I'm gonna need it for sure. I got a handful of things to do before I submit, so yeah. Next weekend, guys, September 2nd, Saturday, I'm hopping on with Raf Grassetti, and we're going to be judging the top 100, revealing the top 100. Tomek, what is up? Thank you for that super chat. We're gonna close it out with Hacky Sack, all right? Thank you so much. Thank you. I needed it. A little Hacky Sack break. So you said I actually got you into film photography. Dude, no way. And 3D with the foggy seaside renders. Dude, that's crazy, man. That's great. You took over 575 shots on film on your road trip. Holy crap. Dude, that is so much film. Jeez, dude. Holy. Wow. That's impressive. That is impressive. Dang, man. Thank you for the super chat. Very kind of you. I'm going to put on my Hacky Sack shoes just for you, and we're going to see if we can't get to some number. I'll give you 3 shots, all right, since we're closing it out with the Hacky Sack. BRB. Let me get the sack. Let me get the shoes.
I'm in charge now.
What up, Soto?
You can still. Oh, never mind.
No, please. You're gonna have to switch to the ending screen on when I drop it for the 3rd time. Oh.
All right.
Let's see if we can get 50.
Oh, that's pretty. What's the word?
Ambitious?
That's a lot.
Yeah. All right.
Ambitious is the word I was looking for.
All right, y'all. Let's see if we can get to 50. If we can close it out with 50, I don't know. Something cool. We'll get to 50. All right. So the trick is to keep it controlled, keep it centered. We'll see what we can do. That's 14, 15, 16. Oh. All right, I think it was like 19 or something. 2 more tries. 11. 20. 30. Oh! Technically it's still in. That was like 32. Oh! That was 32. All right, one more shot, 50. I don't know. This one's for the gold here. $10. 20. 30. 40. 50. 52. Yeah, boy. That was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty good. For the third try, 52, that's pretty sick. Woo! Shoot. Oh, thank you for that, sir. Good sir. Who was that? Tomek, thank you. I appreciate that. Congrats on the 500 million film photos you took. That's crazy. Jeez. Oh. Yeah, you remember, Tomek, you remember back in the day when it was like, I just scored 4. That was pretty good. 52 ain't bad. That's the one thing I got, guys. If it ain't 2D animation, it's a little bit of hacky sack. That's what I know. Guys, I'm gonna call it with that. Thank you for joining me on this stream. I don't know, we'll have to see how that stream was. It was just me tracing lines for like hours. So I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. If you're still here, thank you guys so much. Have a good one. Good luck with submitting your art. I have a video on the Discord under the Get Started for BossFight. Under the submission tab, I have a video explaining how I'm judging and pulling the submissions into the top 100. Basically go over what it takes to get disqualified. So don't get disqualified, please. Watch that video. And with that, good luck, guys. I'll catch y'all later. Peace, guys. I'll see you next Saturday, September 2nd. Top 100 with Raf Grassetti. Later.